Alright guys, it is time for another rant video, and today we're doing something just a little bit more on the light-hearted side of things because I feel like the last 2 weeks of my videos have mostly been really intense. So I'm gonna rant about something that it pisses me off. It's gonna be an intense rant, because it does piss me off, but it's a pretty trivial thing. So y'all know that I love the movies. I've made numerous movie-related rants, usually about the people that go to the movies and how I have to deal with them and the shushing and the bad etiquette and all that kind of stuff. But today I'm actually gonna rant about something involving the movie theater itself. Now this is something else I've complained about a few times. I live in a pretty small town with a pretty small movie theater, and it's specifically why I will frequently drive a couple hours out of town to go see bigger releases so I can reserve my seat, not have to worry about having really crappy line of sight and just a better overall viewing experience. But something keeps happening this year, and I feel like it's happening this year more than any other year, where the movie theaters will advertise movies and then those movies don't end up getting played where we live. Now sometimes if I have to drive a couple hours or go visit my family and then just kind of catch a movie while it's there, that's really not that big of an issue, but lately they're not even playing in my hometown, which does have bigger theaters, and they're also still advertising some of these movies. So the first time I really noticed it happen was with Wes Anderson's Isle of Dogs, which was really surprising to me because not only did we get trailers for that movie, they also used the turn off your cell phone advertisement that they made with the characters in that movie before pretty much everything I saw for 3 months. So I was like, of course they're gonna get it. They didn't get it. They didn't get it. I had to go way out of my way to track down a way to watch Isle of Dogs because they didn't get it. And then the next two were kind of back to back, and it was Sorry to Bother You and 8th Grade. Now 8th Grade didn't surprise me as much, being that it's made by Bo Burnham, who is a kind of one of the original YouTube sensations, and I can kind of maybe understand why we wouldn't get it, but at the same time, it's getting tons of acclaim and buzz. I really thought we were gonna get it. And Sorry to Bother You, they were also advertising. They were advertising both of those movies before trailers and before the actual feature film. So I was very surprised that we didn't get either of them. Sorry to Bother You looks incredible. I want to see that. But this weekend really kind of hit the paramount amount of me being like, this is so stupid. Why didn't we get this movie? See, the other ones at least kind of fell around release cycles of some major movies, so I can kind of understand why a little tiny podunk theater would rather pump in like Avengers or larger titles like that are guaranteed to bring in a lot of views for a really long time. And I know that Disney has rules for how long movies have to play, and there are a ton of bigger kids movies coming out around those times too. Right now, it's kind of a dead zone for good movies. There's really not much out right now that's super worth watching. So this weekend, BlacKkKlansman was supposed to come out, a brand new Spike Lee movie starring Adam Driver of the recent Star Wars sequels, saga, installments. I really thought that this was something that they were gonna bring, and they had advertisements for it. They had trailers for it. They had promos for it. There's been a ton of new news coming out lately because Topher Grace apparently re-edited all 3 of the Hobbit movies into one better movie over his guilt of playing a white supremacist. So I kind of figured we were gonna get it, but no, we don't get it. But do you know what we get instead? Do you know what came out this week instead that my movie theater decided was more important than this, presumably what is going to be a critically acclaimed movie? And I know that not all critically acclaimed movies immediately mean that they're going to be good, but I think this looks like a pretty good movie. But do you know what they're bringing instead? Slender Man and The Meg. I quickly looked up a couple reviews for these movies because I frequently will go see bad horror movies just for fun, and because Jen likes watching all horror movies, and sometimes they're really good and sometimes they're shockingly good. I saw that Dark Web movie that was surprisingly entertaining. But when looking up both of these movies, the main review for Slender Man is something like a story as empty as Slender Man's face, with a whopping 11% out of 100 rating across multiple rating boards. And The Meg has the tagline, "We're gonna need a stupider boat." And I think right now it's sitting at a 34%. It's doing a little bit better, but a 34%, yeah. It's shocking that it's doing slightly more than 3 times better than Slender Man and still under a 50% rating. That's actually really impressive in the wrong ways, but it's impressive. Now, I'm not saying that these movies don't necessarily deserve film spots. I don't think that people won't go see them. Something about horror movies, regardless of how bad they are always gonna get people in seats. I get that. But could they have just staggered one of them a little bit? Could they have like delayed one to a different week and brought in BlacKkKlansman? Could they have just like something like, why would you, I get that they're not similar horror movies, like one's big dumb monster horror and one's mythical creature internet sensation. That they have so, I don't even understand how you mess up a Slender Man movie. There are so many terrifying source material things. Like, has anybody seen Marble Hornets? There's so much genuine terrifying things you can do with Slender Man, and somehow they messed it up in a way that's not even funny. It's not even one of those things that you can watch and be like, apparently, I haven't seen it, but apparently it's not even so bad it's funny. Whereas The Meg, I think, could be so bad it's funny in like an entertaining way. But like, to have both of those movies in theaters right now that have low ass ratings, they're probably not going to bring in very many views. One of them is going to be gone by next week because of how badly it performs, guaranteed. And to not even bring in a movie by Spike Lee, and then months ago not bring in a movie by fucking Wes Anderson. It's Wes Anderson. He's like Oscar fodder. He just makes movies and they win awards and people love them. Like, it just seemed like it just seemed like a non-issue. It just seemed like a very obvious thing that was going to happen. Like, it's just getting really annoying. And if you're not going to bring them, don't show the advertisements for them. Like, right now, I'm really scared that we're not going to get Searching, even though I've been seeing trailers for Searching all the time, and I really want to see it, but I'm now kind of concerned that they're not going to bother bringing it, but we might be okay because it looks like it has a little bit of a horror aspect to it, so maybe they'll bring it in, because apparently, all you need to do to get brought to this movie theater is be a little bit scary. It's just annoying. It's like, movies bring me so much joy, and there's just some that I want to see, and I'm willing to pay to see them. And then when I can't even do that, when I have to like look it up, and like the closest showing for some of these is Bangor, Maine. I have to leave the country to see some of these movies if I really wanted to that badly. I don't think I'm quite that insane yet. Not quite that insane yet. But it's annoying. If you're not gonna bring it, at least don't show me previews. Don't get my hopes up. Don't get my hopes up, because this one genuinely surprised me. I'm getting real sick of seeing trailers and advertisements for things and getting really excited for them and then not have them show up, especially in a time where there's like no good movies at all. There's like nothing worth watching right now. I don't know, the Christopher Robin movie is probably pretty good, but that's like it. I saw Teen Titans Go the other day. It was like not worth it for like the story aspect, but some of the jokes, those were at least entertaining. It's a great time to be a kid, apparently, at the movies. It's a great time to be a kid. But that's about it. I'm getting pissed off. Get your shit together.